Yes, sir, we promised you a great main event tonight.
This is classic.
Andre, the
WrestleMania!
Hulkamania
is running wild.
The world is listening.
Real Kick Radio.
Did you expect somebody else? Well, he's gone. So like a junkie waiting for his or her next fix, I suggest you all soak this up while you can, because this is the last time you will ever see a trace of Jeff Hardy here on Friday Night SmackDown ever again. And that means no more ridiculous face paint. That means no more stupid armbands. And it certainly means no more excuses. Now that the charismatic enabler is gone, I can see it on your faces. You're all wondering if his living in the moment life of excess was the answer.
Danny Richardson, Jeff Hardy's lifestyle is the answer. I'm throwing it out there for you.
Kevin Scampoli, there is nothing about Jeff Hardy that is the answer.
That's because you don't even know this theme song. Sit back, Danny Richardson, and listen to the greatness. Yeah,
I don't recognize it at all.
Jesus Christ, I got so mad I started hitting spacebar and everything. What is this? I'm like, listen to this. Hot stacks. Get on. What the hell was that? Freak on a leash?
If you'd have told me that was a Jeff Hardy theme, I was just going to roll with it.
Hot stacks. That shit was the worst. Hardy Boys theme. Oh, it was a remix. People remix rock songs?
They remix wrestling songs?
What was that? I'm enraged. All right, Danny Richardson, I need to play the real the real Jeff Hardy theme, because this track is going to turn you around on him. I'm telling you.
All right.
You don't buy it. You don't buy it, and that's your problem.
I don't.
Watch it be fucking the worst quality file now. This is what I found in 20 seconds. Yeah, there's no sound yet. There's 5 seconds of silence. All right. Does it sound like the same song so far?
I know there's more hints of the Hardy Boys theme there.
Here we go. Listen to this shit. Oh. Jeff Hardy's life is the way, Danny Richardson. Here it is. Oh my God, it's the same song. What song am I looking for, Danny Richardson?
Is that not the Jeff Hardy song?
That is not. I have a DVD, Danny Richardson, that I illegally downloaded, and I actually have like 5 Jeff Hardy DVDs. I should have posters of him on the wall. I'm ridiculous. And I fell asleep with one of these DVDs on, and there was this great song that came up, and now I'm just finding this Hot Sticks track, and I don't know if it's the same. I don't think it's the same WWE universe anymore, Danny Richardson.
I think it's the same song. Just play. Just roll with a Matt Hardy song. Nobody really knows. There's no difference.
This one's called Another Me. We didn't even introduce ourselves yet. We have no names right now. No, that's a TNA song. I am going to find this track, and when I do, we are going to begin to talk to each other like human beings do, like you and I do every week, Danny. This might be the song. Does this sound like this is the Hardy Boys song?
Yeah, that's the Hardy Boys song. That's what I was saying. Just play that one. That's the one everybody knows.
No, I swear, Danny, when I was looking for this theme earlier, I found like 8 versions, and I went, oh, this is lame. All right, this is a high quality version, because they were all so low quality. Here we go. This might be it. Does this sound like that one I keep stopping?
So far, it's exactly like
Hot
it.
Stacks. Listen to this. Is the best. Hot Stacks. All right, I think Hot Sticks would have come in by now.
Yeah, this may just be the instrumental. Oh.
Dude, is this the song that I think is good? I'm going to keep playing it. If this ends up being the song, and I just found it 3 times and said it wasn't, Maybe I'm not a Jeff Hardy fan, Danny Richardson.
So this was the song that was playing like at the DVD menu?
Yeah, it's his intro song. It goes, "Can you hear the writing on the wall?" It's the best. Listen. I don't know.
Doom in the chat says it's the same song.
Really? People know the song. All right, well, now I'm embarrassed as a Jeff Hardy loyalist, as perhaps, and even after this, I think statistically I might be the biggest Jeff Hardy fan. But all right, if this is the song, it kicks in like right now, and I might start doing that dance when he humps the air and starts rocking his fists. What do you think?
If there's video of it, I'll take it.
Here it is. Riding on the wall. I guess I slept through the other part. This song fucking bones, Danny Richardson.
This doesn't fit Jeff Hardy at all.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
It's because your view of Jeff Hardy is so distorted, is so inaccurate, it's so offensive that of course it doesn't.
He's an enigma. He's a creature of the night. How does this fit in?
I'm going to stop it there. Just because you keep running with this creature of the night bullshit, he isn't a goth guy. Danny Richardson, I almost called him your name. I was just going to go, Danny Richardson is not a goth guy. Jeff Hardy is a world champion since the last time you checked in, apparently, because you missed all those years, I guess.
Which years? The TNA years?
You're missing WWE.
The one where he started calling his fans creatures of the night. Those years?
Maybe
that was ones that I'm referencing.
Yeah, good point. I actually missed those years, which is why I don't know his theme song. And how bad is that for our validity as wrestling discussioners and fans? For someone who just clicks play, and I don't even know what it is. I made the intro, I produced it, and I don't even know what song it is.
Well, we each have our blackout periods. The period that you're picking, like with the CM Punk clip and the Jeff Hardy clip, that's all from an era of SmackDown where I didn't watch SmackDown for a long time. I was talking about earlier in the chat that that was many episodes went by where I would just fast forward. Like I would let 3-4 episodes build up on DVR, and then one day I'd finally sit down and be like, I gotta watch these, and I would just fast forward them, and I had no idea what was happening on SmackDown. Just the same as you missed Raw or TNA for the last year.
More importantly, Danny Richardson, I am Kevin Scampoli, but I'm also known as Ivan Cage in some parts of the internet because, I don't know, I won 3 IW World titles. Google that. And this is the whole fucking show. Fucking show on Twitter, fucking show podcast on YouTube, the whole fucking show on Facebook. Search it. And I am joined by the man himself.
I'm Danny Richardson. I'm Primetime.
Did you just talk over the writing on the wall part? I know I passed it over to you, but I thought we had a connection that there's writing on the wall parts I like.
I'm sorry, I didn't hit the post like I should.
You know, next time, chopsticks.
How did this fit his character? I'm never gonna understand that.
First of all, it sounds like a song he recorded, so it completely fits him. You actually thought it was him singing at one point.
I did at the beginning.
But what's your name?
I'm Danny Richardson. Nothing else is important.
Yeah, we've said your name like 9 times already.
Yeah,
I feel
get
like
back to this Jeff Hardy mess.
All I say is Jeff Hardy, but I'm glad we're talking about Jeff Hardy because I have a theory that I am the world's biggest Jeff Hardy fan. It's like those Teen Beat magazines. I would buy a Jeff Hardy magazine, and like I have a video up I'm about to play, and in it he's in a Denny's or a diner. He's wearing a green flannel shirt buttoned all the way up and a weird trucker hat that's barely on his head. And I would hate anybody who did that. I would despise them. But there's something about him. I want to see him do a flip in it.
So is it that you like Jeff Hardy? So I'm going to guess you don't like Jeff Hardy the person. And I don't think you like Jeff Hardy the character. I think you just like the things that Jeff Hardy does in the ring. Like you like watching Jeff Hardy wrestle, and I think that's the extent of it.
I think, the main issue is that they became not hipster, but hip. I think without the stir, it's accurate. I think they became hip Hardy Boys when I was too young to think that was lame. Like when they came out in their tight shirts, I was like, they're way cooler now. And I was like doing the fucking hump the air dance as a 10-year-old. And I grew up just thinking that was acceptable. And when he made it weirder, and started the armbands started getting more extreme, and even when the face paint came in, I kind of thought that was cool because there aren't a lot of guys that use face paint as a passive thing. It's always their whole character. So the fact that he'd come out in fucking neon bullshit you'll never see again because he just splashed it on. By the way, his paintings are terrible. I was looking at him the other day. I love them. But the fact that he did that I thought was kind of interesting because you don't see that in wrestling a lot.
I always hated, and I don't know, I think it wins points on people. I hate the fact that he paints his own face because it looks even shittier. Like he looks like some kid at an indie fed that stood in front of the mirror or like a backyard wrestler and was like, I'm gonna paint my own face, and it looks like shit. Like you're a professional, you're big time. Like try to put a little effort into your costume.
But that's the point because it's gonna get messed up anyway, and it's kind of like you just throw it on, you come out as a cool mess. And I love how you and I look at the same things from completely different contexts. I looked at it like, what an interesting original thing. And you're like, he looks like an E-Fed faggot who did that. He wasn't even looking. But if you look at his paintings, they look just as good. So this is just Jeff being mediocre Jeff that Matt Hardy keeps going, you're creative, dude. You're so... And Shane Helms is like, yeah, he's right. You're really creative. Then Gregory whatever, who no one remembers, has his mohawk and he's going, you are cool, dude. And then he just kind of... Though he has his 3 yes men... And he keeps running with it. And he's won world titles, so... And now I feel like a douche, because I'm using the he has more money than you argument at this point. But
yeah.
But I like it.
Because he's won world titles doesn't mean somebody else didn't make a mistake.
Jeff Hardy, there's something there. And I really think it is that I accepted him in the beginning at a time when you didn't.
But if you can't pinpoint exactly... I mean, because, all right, but like we said... You don't like him as a person. Like, you watch him and you're annoyed by him.
Not anymore, because I grew up and began to understand what clothes were and haircuts meant and face paint, and I dislike all those things, but still, I still look at Jeff Hardy as the guy whose stomach kind of looks like Shawn Michaels' stomach, and I love Shawn Michaels, so there's a lot of strange connections.
That has nothing to do with Jeff Hardy, the person.
But
I'm talking about when you listen to him, if you watch the Hardy Boys DVD, we ripped on him so hard a month ago, 2 months ago with his poetry and his songs. I mean, him as a person, you can tell he's not somebody you would like. You would just walk away from this guy if he tried to talk to you.
Well, Danny, back then, I didn't see the writing on the wall. No, even as a kid, me and my brother were like, whisper in the wind, what a faggot. But at the same time, I still thought he was great in the ring in a way that a 10-year-old or 12-year-old would. Well, 12. I was never 10. Let's make that clear. I was born in 86. So as a 12-year-old to 14, I still thought he was great in the ring, so I kind of ignored the rest. And I thought their team looked good together, the Hardy Boys. There's just a combination of small things I let go that turned into me wanting to have sheets that have his face on them now.
Is that the step you've come to now?
I want extreme sheets, Danny Richardson.
Do you want them hand-painted by Jeff Hardy?
Have you heard this before?
What the hell does straight edge mean again? The first ever straight edge world heavyweight champion. I think Christian said it best.
By the way, how fucked up does this guy sound? It's probably 3 a.m. right now in this diner.
I've never seen this. How old is this?
This was uploaded in 2010, November. I don't know if it's a re-up or what the situation is.
But he said something about the first straight edge champion. So is he knocking CM Punk? Is that a shoot on him?
It turns into that. I don't know if I heard him say that. I thought he said, you know what the first letter of straight edge is? That's all I heard out of his mumbling.
CM Punk, I think you're a nerd. I get cocky every now and then. I'll say, you pay to see me, but I made CM Punk a motherfucking superstar.
What do you think?
There's no way you like this guy. I think you're a nerd. Come on. He paints and he writes poetry and he makes bad music. And he calls his fans creatures of the night. I'm not going to let that go. You can't then call somebody else a nerd.
By the way, you're the only guy that would make fun of how he talks and go, come on, like a little fucking bitch right now. Because me and fucking Jeff Hardy don't give a fuck right now.
There's no way anybody else. This is gonna be as bad as your Jeff Jarrett argument last week. There's no way anybody else is on your side on this one.
Me and Jeff Hardy don't give a fuck because we know who the draws are in wrestling history. Jeff Jarrett, Jeff Hardy. A lot of Jeffs on the list so far, and that's all I've got.
How much of this clip is there?
We got another minute and a half or so, but then Matt Hardy...
I can only imagine it only gets better.
Well, Matt Hardy starts talking, and you know that's when people stop watching, because he gives a fuck, and then we want to not give a fuck. So So far, do you think Jeff Hardy made CM Punk a superstar? Can you even believe that?
That was about to be my exact question to you if you agree with that statement.
You're definitely the guy that's
like, of course I don't agree with that, but do you? You're the one that loves him.
It's the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life. It's crazy. I mean, at the time, CM Punk wasn't the short-haired masterpiece he is now. He was he was kind of becoming the heel, as we heard in the intro. So he still had the mic skills. But as a long-haired guy, here's my theory. Long-haired guys are mid-carders. Worst statement.
Is that a theory?
I make the worst theories. I have a lot of theories that last just that moment as I'm saying it. But yeah, you know how I am, Danny Richardson. I like to see a haircut or a hair grown out. I like to see tattoos.
Beards.
Beards, shaven beards.
Coming and going, yeah.
One change, and you need that fucking big gold belt for at least a week. A la Christian. He didn't change nothing. I hated him. But I shouldn't even have brought that name up. I want to talk about him for the next hour. Well, I'll get into how I'm a 10-year-old for Christian. I'm his biggest fan.
I'm hoping that you're hating on Christian because I am loving Christian, so that'll be interesting.
I started accepting him before this. Like a couple of weeks ago, I made him the world champion in SmackDown versus Raw when I was still I did that secretly as I was telling you how much he sucks.
I want to point out, though, that I never see you online anymore, so it's good to know that you're just avoiding playing SmackDown versus Raw with me.
That has to be what it is with the new baby in school. That it's got to be that I'm avoiding you.
We're always playing this game, but I never see you on there, so I think you've hidden yourself from me.
What are your thoughts on Jeff Hardy saying he made CM Punk a superstar?
I mean, CM Punk was going to be. They were already going to push him one way or the other. I mean, he got the belt via Jeff Hardy, right?
Jeff Hardy. The point is that CM Punk is great in every category. Jeff Hardy's great in one. So it's very strange that he would even have that theory. If you look anywhere, internet darling of any CM Punk. I'm so high. Danny, I'm so high. I feel like we've been talking to you for 2.5 hours. But
yeah.
With CM Punk, any year of his career, he was an internet darling. You don't see that a lot. From beginning to now. They stuck with him, and it's not for nothing. Those are the smartest wrestling fans, usually. Every now and then, give or take about 7 to 15% of them. Jeff Hardy, he does a pretty cool flip move. It's just strange that he thinks he has more star power than CM Punk, who rarely could hold any title and no one would question it. Meanwhile, some people go, Jeff Hardy's a champion?
Yeah, he was one of those guys I put on the Jack Swagger list where I felt like he never should have been world champion. If they wanted to do it in TNA, maybe, but even there, I don't really buy it. So if I can't buy you as a world champion in TNA, like you definitely shouldn't have been world champion in the WWE.
And in TNA, it was Extreme, like Team Extreme. That was the best. They were pushing him to the point where he was immortal. He was the next Hulk Hogan. Did you see that whole bit where Hulk Hogan was? He made him drink his blood or something. What was happening with that?
I don't think that actually happened. But
what? Yes, it did.
They definitely did put him as like the center of the thing, as if they built this giant faction.
Yeah, but
and it was all around Jeff Hardy. When they had a guy like Jeff Jarrett in the group, they were even, in Hulk Hogan, they were all still around Jeff Hardy, like he was the focal point.
Yeah, but Jeff Hardy drank from the pool of Hulkamania. You don't remember this?
I don't think he actually drank his blood.
Yeah, well, come on. I ignored all the bullshit you just said because you babbled about nothing, so I could tell you that you are completely wrong. You're trying to throw me under the bus right now, but I'm right for once. I know it sounds crazy. I don't think it was blood, but when you drink from the fucking pool of Hulkamania, I don't think it's that crazy to take it a half a step further when you're referencing it.
Was this shown on TV?
Yeah, it was one of his promos. He was doing his gothic face, looking up about how he drank. Oh, come on.
Didn't you just tell me he wasn't goth?
He's the most gothic. You reminded me.
Like a minute ago, you told me how he wasn't goth and that I was making it up.
Feels like it was 2.5 hours ago, but still, the point is that you convinced me otherwise, and I feel like you should bask in that glory rather than use that tone, because then we both get upset, and then Jeff Hardy doesn't become the topic anymore, does it, Danny Richardson?
Things are said that nobody means.
It becomes about you again, doesn't it, Danny Richardson?
That's the goal.
You're holding off going to SummerSlam with me to the last week just so it can be about you every time I bring it up. Now I can't think about SummerSlam. I got to think about Danny Richardson and whether or not he's going to man up and sleep in a hotel room with me.
Oh, I got an idea for you when you go to SummerSlam by yourself too, but we'll talk about that after the show.
Jeff Hardy drank from the pool of Hulkamania. I feel like you don't watch wrestling, but you act like you do.
I don't feel like I don't remember this one thing doesn't mean I don't watch wrestling, but I'm saying, did they physically, literally show him drinking, what would supposedly be Hogan's
It's not
blood?
the Attitude Era. It's just referential stuff these days.
So you just said it, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think that actually happened.
Oh, you mean the storyline wasn't real? The fuck are you talking about, Danny Rich? See, we did it again. Now it's about you, and let me close the video out and bring up your YouTube channel, so where it's you talking shit about me every fucking video, so I can try to defend myself for once. I have a voice too, Danny Richardson.
I'm gonna start posting those videos too.
I feel like this got out of hand.
And that's a fact, Jack. And I'll end it like this.
Oh, he's doing the CM Punk wrist thing, and he looks like a complete. I might not be a Jeff Hardy fan.
He's the worst. And you said this was filmed at like a Denny's?
Yeah, it looks like somebody just bought an iPhone in there. It's Greg Helms. What are their names?
Yeah, I think the other guy you were looking for earlier was Shannon Moore.
Shannon Moore. Fuck him. How is he the one still working? Oh, yeah, because the other guy has pins in his leg. Have you been following that Twitter?
Matt Hard? Yeah, but that's pretty sad though.
Yeah.
I know heel Kevin feels no mercy, but
I was gonna retweet it with edited pictures where like I put a dick next to his foot and it was jizz on his foot, but I really wasn't because I just thought of that now and I'm doing it tonight.
but no, it's Matt Hardy's still working. Is that
I
is that
like
credit
him.
to Matt Hardy, or is that Matt Hardy riding Jeff's coattails?
I like both of them. I do think there's a little bit of Matt Hardy riding Jeff's coattails, but maybe not, because if it was, he'd be a little higher up. He's still mediocre, and there's a great fucking video before Matt Hardy. Go ahead.
Will Matt Hardy ever be a world champion?
No, but he's still a great mid-carder. Nothing wrong with that.
A great mid-carder?
Great upper tier mid-carder.
Upper tier?
I just had
Settle down.
I know we're talking about CM Punk versus Jeff Hardy, but I just saw a video called Jeff Hardy Singing Live in New York, and it's filled with the flip phone they had before the iPhone, so the sound quality's terrible so far.
I don't think we could pass on that.
I think it can only help him. It'd be funny if it's playing, it's just going, can you see the writings on the... He's still in the WWE, like rocking out this theme song. Because there's a video of me doing that in Vegas, so if I've done it here and he's done it there, I'm not that gay.
Ready. I'm rolling.
1 hour felt like one day. Happiness felt so far away.
Oh, he's Nickelback. I get it.
This could not be more perfect. I feel my face just started melting. I had to pause the video because it got really hot and my chin just fell off. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Why are you defending this guy still?
No, I hate it. This is so terrible. It's the best.
So I think that we've established the first point. You don't like him as the person, Jeff Hardy.
Oh, I don't know. I'm entertained by him either way.
No,
That
but
means.
you would not hang out with this guy. I know the people you hang out with. You would not hang out with this guy. You hang out with me, and I would not hang out with this guy.
I think I would be the mutual friend of you and Jeff Hardy, and I'd be like, you gotta hear his new song, seriously.
I would get so irritated every week with Facebook trying to suggest Jeff Hardy is a friend because we have Kevin Scampoli in common.
Shane, tell him. Yeah, he got it mastered this time. Yeah, Shane Helms. Hey, Gregory. Oh, my foot hurts. Oh.
Shane and Gregory are the same person. You get that, right? It's all Hurricane.
Wait, who's the other guy then?
Shannon Moore.
Fuck. This is hard.
Just went over that.
Someone's not going to be a world champion. Can we at least agree on that?
None of those guys will be world champion.
Come on, Shane. Tell him. Yo, 3 count was the best, but this song's even better. Is that his voice?
I miss 3 count.
You do. You would. And you do.
Would. I did.
Wait,
I do.
the song isn't over. New York City, Jeff Hardy shamelessly exposing his drawn-out talk voice.
One moment in current time. Man, those words, they changed my life. What was said will trail me till the day.
You know what I hate the most? I hate that Gregory Shane Helms, Shannon Moore, and Matt Hardy all go, he's the artsy one. Like, this is him being creative. This is him being original, and it's so uncreative and shitty.
Yeah, they all sit around and they applaud him, and it's riding his coattails. Like, they all have jobs, well, minus Gregory / Shane. But they, Shannon Moore and Matt Hardy, they have jobs, where Jeff Hardy was, and it's like they just they're gonna follow him around because for some reason people keep putting their trust and faith in Jeff Hardy that he's the next thing that's gonna help your company.
It isn't that deep. They'd be friends even if they were wrestling in the fucking Omega shit still. It's like Matt Hardy has a full video of him filming Jeff Hardy's paintings, and he kept going, you check them out, they're going to be in an art gallery near you. They're not, though, because this guy is not original. They're feeding the retard shit pills and calling it real pills, and he thinks he's getting healed, my friend. It's making him sick.
God, that was the best reaction. That was a genuine. They're not, though. Like, you were really into
I'm
that.
high.
No, they won't be. Trust me. You are not going to see these paintings.
No one's cutting a promo like me, right? I got my arms out and shit. I'm really doing the brother thing the whole time we're talking, and I wish you could see it. That's why I don't have a camera up, because it's embarrassing.
I have a couple pictures of me doing that pose.
I bet people walk by the studio door and go, why is he yelling? And people walk by computers, why is that guy yelling? What are you listening? They're not going to be anywhere. But what were you saying, Danny Richardson?
At which point?
Something about how you like Jeff Hardy because of this song right here.
I die broken bones from parts unknown. Simplify wonders of life.
I hate pausing it so much because people get frustrated with that, but parts unknown is the worst for a wrestling entrance and also for a song.
And we've first of all, he's not from parts unknown. He's from like North Carolina, so you can get over yourself there. But and I made this mention, but that voice, literally, his singing voice sounds like a Nickelback. Like it's that Theory of a Dead Man. It's that same style of voice. I mean, doesn't that make him even shittier now? I
hate to say it, but you're giving him too much credit, and that's my least favorite band of all time. But holy shit, what was that? I just got Jeff Hardy'd out. It's really just a thin voice trying to be thick. It's the parts unknown. Like
he's trying to make it like grovelly, and he doesn't have anything to back it up.
He's trying to put any sound into it, and he thinks that's singing. And really, in a studio, usually it is, but I don't know what studio he's been using. There is a studio version of this. It's called Reveal Song, and let me play this as I find it.
Broken promises reveal. One more. 1 year felt like 1 week. Seasons passed by strong.
What? All right, here's the real one. And I know people wanted to know why his year felt like a week. Usually it's the opposite, where things feel longer.
That year went by so fast.
Oh, am I being gothic wrong? It's such a reflection of how uncreative the Helmses are.
One day, happiness felt so far away.
Wow.
One moment in current time.
This is the greatest shoot video. CM Punk is going to be livid when he sees this.
So, I mean, somehow he sounded better before they auto-tuned it there.
I don't know. I think so, and it's confusing. It boggles my mind. You know what he's doing? He's feeding me shit pills, telling me they're real pills, making me feel like they're going to heal me, but they're going to make me sick, you know?
Are you still defending him? I feel like I've lost track of which side you're on at this time.
I like to think that he's not getting the right studio equipment. It's not him. They need to, like you said, he sounded better on the street. They need to get the right band behind him. I think Greg Helms was playing acoustic guitar, for Christ's sake, with his limp foot. So I don't think, you don't play it that way, Mr. Funny Foot Guy.
Whatever they recorded the street video with somehow was better quality than their studio equipment. Like they sound like, his studio version of the song sounds like some of the horrible wrestling podcast we listen to where the mic sounds like it's underwater.
Doesn't Funny Foot Guy have his own podcast? And if he doesn't, that needs to be the title.
I subscribe to Funny Foot Guy.
Funny Foot Guy by Gregory Shane Helms. Pick a name, whichever one you remember him by. Oh, he's giving double middle finger.
That shit in your company anymore, but in this world, we can do it all we want to. You should
Here
follow
in
me. You
Denny's,
should
we
listen.
can give the finger all we want.
Is he talking about WWE right there? We can't do it in your world, or is that just
you
straight
can't,
edge?
he says you can't do that in your company anymore, but here in this world, we can do anything we want. So it's like, yeah, you know how you're still working for that that multi-billion-dollar company makes millions of dollars a year, but you can't give the middle finger, and I'm here at Denny's at 3 a.m, and I'm giving the finger. I win.
Just don't Google wrestler salaries and just watch this video.
Oh, we can't even do that shit in your company anymore. But in this world, we can do it all we want to. You should follow me. You should listen to my preaching because it's going to get you through life. It'll make you live life the right way.
Does he think that a gimmick is real? I'm confused. Is this you thinking Jeff Hardy drank Hulk Hogan's blood in real life? Like,
this is the guy that buys his own hype. He is a smaller version of Goldberg.
We've officially lost you with him because I was thinking maybe I can get you to like him, but once you say somebody buys their own hype, that means you throw on your fucking.
It's probably it's when I hate people the most.
They're on your shit pill list forever.
But
really,
not the right way.
How much of a cunt is CM Punk then? Does he walk around judging people all the time like Jesus Freak Michaels? Is he staring people down when they're taking shots? What the fuck's happening behind the scenes?
I've often wondered what Punk is like behind the scenes. Like, doesn't it seem like he might be that guy that's hard to get along with? But then at times, like, you could picture, you're like, oh, I bet backstage me and him would, like, plug in the old Xbox and we could play some games together. Like, I don't know what he does, but I could see that he might rub people the wrong way. Like, we were discussing in the chat earlier when you were debating if you were going to take a poop or not. And I
didn't, by the way.
No, and I appreciate that.
I don't have any shit pills to shit out.
You're playing hard. But we were talking about that, CM Punk, it's rumored that he might be leaving over the summer.
Right.
And I don't hear any like, WWE's trying to get him to stick around. I almost wonder if is it one of those things, maybe, what if he's so unbearable in the back that they're just like, fuck it, go then.
There's got to be a reason why he's not being utilized. And I know that's such a whiny internet kid thing to say, but you got Stone Cold Steve Austin saying it on radio shows. It's well tweeted that CM Punk is so good in every category. But he also, to get back to what we started talking about, he seems like the guy you'd want to be friends with that would be a complete cunty dykey to you. Like, he'd be the cool guy. Like, he's the Jake Sprague of wrestling, where he's like walking around like he runs the place, and he's always so funny and handsome and cool, and he's so talented. And you just try to play video games with him, and he's like, oh, we got like 3 guys queued up, so you take a shower for a while.
Or in my world, the Kevin Scampoli.
You like my CM Punk impression? Jeff Hardy. Here's the thing about. He talks like the fucking guy.
Does he do that? Is he the guy from Sling Blade?
Thank you. That's what I'm looking for. He's not, but I feel like in backstage he is. Like how people with accents hide it with English accents. He has to hide that.
I don't think he's hiding any accent. I think he's on camera. I think he's not that far from what he is in real life. I want to like him because I love the wrestling character. I think we both do. We both love CM Punk on wrestling, but he does give off that vibe where, you look at him and you're like, he's probably a little full of himself and probably a dick. And I mean, since he does the straight edge thing in real life, I'd hate to say that he might be that guy that buys his own hype.
Well, he does, but not in the. I don't think he feels like he's the greatest professional wrestler. He just feels like a professional wrestler. I think him and Samoa Joe have very similar personalities just because I watched them wrestle on YouTube the other day. But wait, I found an audio clip. Maybe we can see if he's trying to hide something.
Expect somebody else. Well, he's gone. So like a junkie waiting for his or her next fix, I suggest you all soak this up while you can, because this is the last.
I definitely heard something there, Danny Richardson.
It might have been you.
Well, fuck you too, motherfucker.
That's what's cool about planet Earth. We're all different. If we were all like you, man, I would rather live on Pluto. You, my friend.
This guy needs to take the same improv class that Dolph Ziggler was just enrolled in.
So, do you realize what he just did there? We're all different, but I don't like you because you're not like me. And if you were like me, you'd be a lot better off.
Well, it's all very defensive at the same time. I feel like something happened where he felt like the victim. That happens with straight edge people where they look down on you. I don't know if he said something or if it was just the promos and their fucking little storyline angle that really got to him personally, because that can happen. Like that
I was going to ask that. Like, do you think that he heard? I mean, that same promo that we're playing. Do you think he hears stuff like that? And I mean, in the state of mind that we're led to believe he's in at all times, maybe he can't differentiate. Maybe he took it personally. Where we just take it as, well, CM Punk was told to go out there and kind of cut this promo, and that ties up the loose ends of Jeff Hardy leaving at that time, and Jeff Hardy watches that on TV and is like, "Fuck that guy! Why is he calling me out?"
Yeah, well, if that's the case, which it very well could be, because there's a lot of promos that I watch and I go, I know this is like a bit and everything, but how is the other guy not mad? If that's the case, doesn't Jeff Hardy take his fucking partying more seriously than CM Punk takes his straight edge thing? Or is it just an annoyance that straight edge people exist? Because I share that annoyance. My friend became straight edge and we're not friends anymore. It's not.
You and Mike get along just fine.
It's not him.
Way too cocky, inside and outside the ring. It's kind of strange when you go up and see your homeboys at a show. You got guys like Undertaker coming up saying, "Hey Jeff, how you doing, man?" All these other guys, "Hey Jeff, how's everything going for you, man? Everything all right?" Just goes back from his mind. You sit here and wait and see if he's gonna say hello to me, man. Never did.
See, he's the fucking Jake of wrestling. It's like, man, will he say hello? Oh, there's Undertaker. What? Like Undertaker, the king of the locker room. He's passing, like, whatever. Hey, what's up? But is CM Punk in line? Is he coming? He's like on his tippy toes. Anyone see Punk around here? Or as I would call him, Jake.
the Jake Sprague of Jeff Hardy's world.
He absolutely is. Jeff Hardy wants to be CM Punk's friend so bad, and he hates his own lifestyle as well as CM Punk's lifestyle, because it's the two things that get in the way of him being friends with his favorite guy ever.
But I don't think he hates his lifestyle, because at the beginning, like, he's trying to convince CM Punk that Punk would be better off if Punk was more like Jeff Hardy.
He's deflecting,
and that's my problem with it, where it's like, you want people to be like you. Well, fuck you. By the way, you should be like me.
He should.
Just goes back from his mind. You sit here and wait and see if he's gonna say hello to me, man. Never did. Walked away to the showers or whatever.
I had to rewind it because I love how upset he is.
Fuck that guy. And I just have one message to say.
And then I rewound it to talk over it. All right, so this is when he doesn't say hello.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck
and I
that
just have
guy.
one message to say. CM Punk. Fuck you. I made you the straight edge superstar you are. And I still don't believe that, because I think you take Ambien to go to sleep, motherfucker. That's a prescription if you didn't know it. So hello. I have no idea what.
Oh, now Matt Hardy's talking. But here's the thing. If you do enough YouTube wrestling time, and let me tell you something. If you want to have fun, take your baby. Get her, feed your baby, change your baby, wait till she's asleep. Get high as fuck. That's the important one. The other thing, whatever. Get high as fuck. Watch wrestling shoot videos on YouTube, and you'll just see everyone hates the Hardy Boys. Nobody likes Jeff Hardy or Matt Hardy except Shane and Gregory and Shannon.
Yeah, it's like, except for their little inner circle of friends that all look up to Jeff. Like, that's the one thing they have in common. They all think Jeff's the greatest. Like, he's the best wrestler. He's so artistic, and he's their everything, and that speaks volumes about them. Like, that makes me hate them more than I hate Jeff Hardy.
Let me know when you recognize this voice.
Hello, folks.
I hope he doesn't say it. Actually, I kind of already know.
I don't.
All right, here we go.
Hello, folks. I'm Sean Morley, the Big Valboski.
Well, that didn't help my cause.
I'm gonna. Should I take a guess or should I keep listening?
I knew that would happen. And by the way,
Shannon Moore.
Val Venus. Now, I've been getting a lot of tweets this morning asking me if I...
Now, there's one particular video I wanted to get to. Problem is, we're fucking 40 minutes in, and all we're talking about is Jeff Hardy. So
I don't care. That needs to be discussed.
All right, we'll see how we feel after this one, because this fucking clip...
Is this
new? This
2011,
March 22nd.
I've never seen this video. I didn't know that. Last I'd seen from Morley. I wish I could remember. He bashed somebody that's in WWF like just a couple months ago. He posted something on Twitter or whatever, and people kind of ripped him because he's not even working anywhere right now.
Well, this is kind of a sequel to another video I want to do, and by sequel I just mean they're both about Jeff Hardy. This is great.
Oh, this is about Jeff Hardy.
Oh yeah, and It's great because we all remember the Sting Jeff Hardy drama, right? What happened at Victory Road, where Jeff Hardy, in a lot of ways, was the on the bad end of a screw job because he showed up drunk and couldn't perform. So Sting just kind of dropped him and forced him to lose. Now, we were all mad about that for our own reasons. I think Val Venus has the best reason, though. Now, let me play this. Right. Wait till you hear why he's mad.
I've witnessed the TNA pay-per-view last night. The reality of the situation is I did not. I have heard about the main event between Sting and Jeff Hardy, so I did go on to a video service and watched the clip. Needless to say, it was an...
How great would it be if he watched our fucking commentary?
Did he just admit to like downloading the pay-per-view illegally?
Yeah, he went on to a video service and watched a great commentary of it by Danny Richardson, a dick-sucking faggot, and Kevin Scampoli.
I didn't have $30, so I went on to Justin.tv, found a chat room that had the video playing, and I watched it.
Absolute embarrassment. However, I'm not going to come out here and blast Jeff Hardy for his, I guess, performance, if you could call it that, as it pertains to before getting pinned.
Did that sound like he was about to go into a Val Venus thing?
You're missing
it.
Like
he couldn't say performance without trying to make it sound dirty.
He is the sexiest voice, and he ruined his career. Like, usually when people shave their head, it's the best. He did it like 22 years way too early. Val Venus is a character that doesn't get old. It could survive in any era. He could still come out with a towel and shake. I don't think it's that edgy.
I think we've discussed this. I think he could still survive mid-Carter, and I think if they tweaked his character and just kind of freshened it,
you're gay.
Say, but I don't. You think he could be main event? And
absolutely, because Edge was champion. Jeff Hardy's a champion.
But Edge wasn't. Edge didn't become champion as the way Edge used to be. Edge became champion as a different character.
Not really. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's slight differences, but the original character that Edge came in as is way different than what Edge ended up as.
I hated original gimmickless Edge, where it was just this cool hip guy with glasses. Like, I hate him for all the reasons you hate Jeff Hardy.
Performance, if you could call it that.
All right, so he's not going to bash him on his performance, if you can call it that. Let's see why.
That as it pertains to before getting pinned. I'm not going to comment on any of that until I get the facts. You got to remember, the Big Balboski deals in truth, fact, and logic. So until I have the facts and I can evaluate the truth, I will not comment. However, what I will comment...
All right, here it comes.
I love it. I made this video to let you know I'm not going to be talking about this.
However...
Now, let's talk about this and get it out of the way.
I wish he said, having said that, the thing I hate... But, all right, this is his big reveal. In my opinion, the greatest Val Venus moment of his career.
I will not comment. However, what I will comment at this point in time, something that was blatantly obvious to those that are...
All right, I'm pausing it again because I feel like I've built it up so much that I can build even more suspense because next week we're going to play a Val Venus... No, I'm going to play this now, don't worry. But next week there's a video called Val Venus Shoots on Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, Gregory Helms, and Shannon Moore, which, by the way, I think was the whole name of this episode. Kevin Scampoli shoots on Matt Hardy in the Helmses.
So it's already established then that he doesn't like these guys and he doesn't get along with them.
What he's about to say is his desperate attempt to make fun of him again, basically. Like, he's so mad at Jeff Hardy for a reason we'll know next week that of course you can check YouTube, but that kills the fun.
I am going to do my best to not watch that video before next week.
It's like an 8-minute I fucking hate this. Oh, it's 3 minutes. But it's great because there's also a wonderful response from the Hardy Boys. It's such a perfect exchange. But still, Val Venus hates him so much. This is his little add-on.
Thing that was blatantly obvious to those that are real wrestlers and really understand the business. Jeff, you just took an icon's finish, regardless of your performance before getting pinned. Whether it was a 60-second match, a 90-second match, or whatever the case may be. We'll comment on that a little later once the facts roll in. But you just took an icon's finish.
He needs to know how long the match went.
Yeah, the match, everyone knew the facts.
We'll comment on that a little later once the facts roll in. But you just took an icon's finish. And you no-selling son of a bitch, you jumped your ass up like nothing was wrong.
Can you believe that he's mad because after taking a finish, one of the weaker finishes in wrestling, after what? We said 90 seconds and really shorter. It was the second move he got. He took 2 punches, the finish, and Val Venus is mad that Jeff Hardy... By the way, he's getting screwed here. He's drunk in his mind, in his drunk head. He's getting fucked over because whether he said he could or couldn't perform, he was performing, and he tried to kick out. He thought the match was going to continue. He's getting fucked in his own head.
Yeah, no, maybe I don't remember the match because it's like punch, Scorpion Death Drop, and then pin, right? Like he didn't jump up from the move, and him getting up after the pin kind of makes sense. When your first move out the gate is a finisher, I think it's okay to get up, and then especially if you didn't know the finish of the match was coming, I think your reaction would also be to get up and try to piece together what the fuck just happened to you.
Yeah, it's not unlike Andy, the fucking tough enough winner who's never had a match in his life, takes a stunner and just rolls out of the ring. He's not down. And it's the stunner is the finisher in wrestling history, but Tombstone maybe. But I think fewer people have kicked out of a stunner than a Tombstone. Even Shawn Michaels went down on one stunner at a WrestleMania. Never happens. In that era, it happened every year. So that's huge. Meanwhile, Scorpion, the fucking, what is it, the Godwin slop drop? He takes a slop drop. Call. And he's getting screwed over. He gets a slop drop. He's supposed to lay down and hold his neck and like, oh man, what happened?
Yeah, if he wasn't in on it, I mean, anybody's reaction would have been, to jump up right away and try to figure out what's going on. I mean, he obviously was fucked up mentally before he came out there, so that happens to him. That's got to blow his whole mind. Like, he's got to have no idea what is happening to him at that moment.
Yeah, let's see where he goes.
Comment on that a little later once the facts roll in. But you just took an Icon's finish. And selling son of a bitch, you jumped your ass up like nothing was wrong with you. What the hell's the matter with you? It's called selling. Oh, wait a minute.
I don't care that you were so fucking drugged out of your mind that you couldn't perform. I saw the referee throw the X up. I watched the commentary by the whole fucking show. But an Icon's finish, you didn't actually get hurt.
Forgot you learned in Omega. You learned on a trampoline.
He hates that they did that.
Can't expect you to know.
I think a lot of wrestlers do.
You should too. And Omega wasn't a trampoline, right? They got rid of it by then.
No, yeah, I think ultimately they had a real. I'm sure they started with trampoline, but they had a real wrestling ring and stuff.
When I see clips of them bouncing on a trampoline, I want to put my dick away and stop jerking off. It's the worst fucking thing I've ever seen. It's terrible. They take a suplex and jump up. An Icon's finish, and he bounces up to his feet.
Psychology or know how to sell anything. It's embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. Till next time, or until the facts roll in, I'm Sean Morley, the Big Val Boski, Val Venus.
Yeah, I think 50 minutes is enough of the Hardys talk, but Hardys versus Venus is the fucking focus of next week, Danny Richardson.
Can he still call himself Val Venus? Like, he doesn't own that gimmick.
It's just a YouTube video, because even, I think a lot of wrestlers do that in YouTube videos.
I don't know. I think if I was out of work, I'd be trying to make a name for my regular self. Like, because if people hire you, they can't hire Val Venus. You need to make sure people know you by a different name, one that you can get work under.
Yeah, I think like Val Venus would be okay, but for me, it gets a little irritating when he calls himself the Big Val Bowski 13 years later.
Yeah.
He might as well be humping the air in his car. Hardy style, throwing the fists out, humping the air. Does that sound like the song?
That was, that was close.
Man, let me tell you, you know what I like? Besides Jeff Hardy, is the fact that Jeff Hardy put his brother over multiple times in WWE. He lost to him at WrestleMania. Great finish, by the way. How many people are going to take a fucking twist of fate on a chair that's folded open with it around your neck? And then in a stretcher match on SmackDown. Not a lot of people know that, but being the fan that I am, if there was a Hardy Boys magazine, I would buy 2 issues.
So now you're up to 2 issues now.
Yeah, because then there's too much Helms and shit in it. You start all of a sudden Shannon Moore's column is 3 fucking pages.
You get the Shannon Moore centerfold pull out.
Here's my foot. Your wall. Yeah, this is a big pull out of my foot, and then this is Greg's foot. His looks weird. All right, so anyways, Danny Richardson, we have Slammiversary. I think quickly we can do this. We need to make our picks because we completely missed the boat on, was it Over the Limit?
Yeah, we did. We missed Over the Limit, and did we do? We was it Extreme Rules? We did do Extreme Rules, but we didn't put anything on the line. We didn't keep track of it.
We need to start doing that because we even made a couple Over the Limit picks, but I think we agreed on Cena. I don't remember what else, but from now on, we're gonna keep track of this stuff and I'm a big TNA guy, and I have a fantasy league, which is number one. The most important thing I could ever say right now is that the whole fucking show has a wrestling fantasy league, Danny. I know you're eager for details. Want me to give them to you?
When you first sent this to me, I thought you were sending me an e-fed. I thought you had gone off and created an e-fed, and that we were going to be role-playing in a couple days.
And I called it Impact. Oh, the whole fucking league it's called.
I know. Yeah, but when the email came in, it said like Impact Fantasy Wrestling or something like that, and I was like, God damn it. Like, what are we starting now?
And I think a lot of people thought that because I posted it on the forum, which is on the wholefuckingshow.info. Forum is right on the main bar. Another thing, the second most important thing I could say right now, oddly enough, is coming before the most important. So I don't know what that's about, but forum. We have a section on the Real Kid Radio forums, which is thriving. People are loving it. They're talking about Jim and them, We Hit and Run, videos, movies. I have a Stone thread I post in every morning and night because I get high as fuck all the time, Danny Richardson. This episode is my Stone thread. Every episode.
Yeah, every episode is recorded proof of that.
I might move that to the whole fucking show section. But the point is we have a section. Let me read some things. In the Jim and Them forum, 432 topics, 6,818 posts. Holy shit. We Hit and Run forum, 163 topics, 2,070 posts. Whatever. Then the whole fucking show, 9 topics, 62 posts. We are wrestling. Wrestling matters, Danny. We got to get this shit groaned.
I apologize. This is partially my fault because I have not participated in this at all. I got bitter when I got told that I was a spammer and I couldn't post under that forum.
No, that's just silly side stories. Now you're getting into the drama of the forum. Believe me,
I haven't gone back since. That was the last day that I was on the forum. I'm not a big forum guy usually, but for this I will be. I will participate. I've been, I was trying to read some of the dream cards that were posted, and
Danny,
Victor Von
please.
Doom posted the Nightmare card.
Stop it, Danny. You're spoiling future parts of this episode. You're getting too deep into the forum. These are dramatic moments of the forum that need to be experienced, not spoiled. I want people to go there and just fucking, like I said, I don't want them to put their dick away just because they're on our forum. The internet is a dick-free world, and we're going to keep it that way. But in the whole fucking show section, I'll spoil this. There is a topic called Fantasy Wrestling League. Now, TNA I know, a lot of people sighed. Oh, TNA. They started a fantasy thing that is not an RP thing. It's basically fantasy football. You draft guys, whoever does the best each week, you get points, blah, blah, blah. It works in seasons. They're 3-month seasons. Free this season. This next season, which starts in like 5 days, is free. After that, you got to pay $6. So we're all doing it for free. And I will pay after that and keep doing it. I know, because I love Impact Wrestling, Danny. I'm a mark for it. So the draft is in 3 days, Danny Richardson. Are you going to be there?
I will do it. I'll have to look a little more because I read it differently. I thought it was I didn't know it was free for the whole first season.
Yes.
I thought it was only for a couple days. Like I thought it was like 5 days or something, and then you had to pay if you wanted to keep doing it.
This fucking website is so confusing. They have
It's
whatever 10-year-old is in me that loves Jeff Hardy is the same webmaster who made their website. It's like 4 paragraphs of redundant bullshit that contradicts each other. But I can tell you, I have some sources in Impact Wrestling Fantasy, and I know it is a free first season, so no excuses. Doom, get on there. Danny, get on. You're already on there. Doom's already on there. Everybody get on there. For people that don't want to go to a forum, I'll give the info here. Just get ready to rewind and replay. ImpactWrestlingFantasy.com. You click on Find League, whatever, Join League. Not join, but find maybe, because I have an ID and a password.
Yeah, even though you sent me the email and it came with the link, I clicked on that. I still had to go search it out, so they didn't do that part right.
That's fucking retarded.
Yeah, and then I tried to look up the rules to see how this thing was going to work. That took me a while because, like you said, the rules for it didn't even make sense.
I know it sounds like a pain in the ass, but it's going to be fun.
Yeah, you can't hold the fact that they don't know what they're doing against them.
Yeah, when you go on there, Impact Wrestling Fantasy, go to the league ID 896214, password 42 capital H capital L capital S 3. That is very fun.
I'm trying to talk Mike Steele, who's been on the show once before. I'm trying to talk him into doing it. You know, he's worried because he doesn't know enough about wrestling, and I need to understand that's what would make it fun and more interesting. I want one person thrown in there that doesn't know and see if they can pick better than all of us that think we know everything.
And Mike Steele wasn't into football till he did fantasy football, so this would be big. He listens to TWFS, which is what the hipsters call whole fucking show, and he could definitely draft based on what we say. Mick Foley, Bully Ray, he's the best. But enough of that bullshit, Danny Richardson. Draft is in a few days. It's all on there. We need people on there.
I'm all over it.
This Sunday, though, the first event of the new season. Slammiversary.
That's their big one, right? That's the
no, it's not. We say
is
that
it
about
not?
all of them.
I thought that's like their WrestleMania. They give it numbers and everything.
I'm officially way bigger TNA fan than you. They give all of them numbers. They love that. Their big one is Bound for Glory. That's why Victory Road is before it, I think. No, that's Lockdowns after that. But still, Bound for Glory is the big one. If you check Wikipedia or if you watch any Bound for Glory, which I do on TNA On Demand, they stress it. They're like, this is the event you wait for. The biggest event in our sport. So let's run through this card, do some picks. These are going to count. This reads like an EFED fucking card, too, a lot of the times.
So are we going to start? We have the same link, right?
Yeah, the link you sent me seems to have most of the matches, at least. I think you're missing a few.
Should we start at the bottom and work our way up?
Let's do that, Danny Richardson. I don't even know if you know about Bully Ray and AJ Styles, because this match is huge, Danny. This should be fucking Bound for Glory.
You got to go lower than that. There's more matches below that.
What?
You got to keep scrolling.
Oh, okay. That explains.
I just realized that. It's a really shitty design for whoever did it. It looks like they put it together last minute.
That's why it's missing matches. All right, first match, Danny Richardson. You read it. Can't find it.
Because you don't know who these guys are.
Can't find it. Who is it? Alex Shelley? Is that the match?
Yeah, and then James Storm because Robert Roode's out.
Who's that? What are you talking about? Oh, Beer Money, of course.
Beer Money. Robert Roode is the money part of Beer Money.
Who are they fighting?
That's a really good question because I remember them building it up on TNA with Eric Bischoff, and I don't know who they're fighting against.
Because you have the worst link to a card I've ever fucking seen.
I really do. I should have looked this over before I said it.
What is wrong with you? Well, here's a list of wrestlers.
Doesn't it look good at the top, though?
I don't.
And then you scroll to the bottom, and there's like a lot of information, and then no information.
I don't know how to deal with you. I feel like you're the 10-year-old inside of me that I. Ooh. All right, leave it at that. So Danny Richardson, Matt Morgan versus Scott Steiner. I am all about Scott Steiner losing sadly.
Start in the middle of the card.
No, this is the new list. I have the right list, so you can stay on your link.
A link to share.
No, fuck you. I'm going to say it to you, and you respond verbally.
I'll just try to keep up.
Can somebody please take the bear ad off?
Hi, I'm Larry.
Look what you did.
What are you doing?
Let me find the fucking links next time. And I gotta get I got fucking beer ads coming up and shit.
That is not on my link. That's something you're doing.
Yeah, because you made me have to find the real one. Thanks for your contribution. Now, anyways, Matt Morgan versus I don't even give a fuck anymore. Let's move on. Fuck this.
Slammiversary.
I'm so mad at Slammiversary and you simultaneously.
We'll start at Capital Punishment.
Holy shit! I'm sweating. I'm so angry.
Slammiversary. Steiner versus Matt Morgan. Who you got?
I wish Scott Steiner, but Morgan's going to win. It's a way to put him over. He's a young, generic guy that they want to give a face to. Poor Scott Steiner with his tits is going to lose.
I would agree. I think Steiner should win. I mean, I'd like to see him win. I think he's not too old for them to still do stuff with. I find him really entertaining, and I think if they used him better, he could be really good. But if they love Matt Morgan. I've never been a Matt Morgan guy. I'm not buying into Matt Morgan. But TNA has always been all in on Matt Morgan, and they're gonna keep pushing him. They're just stalling until they need to put him back into that world title picture again.
The next match could be very similar, but I think it's going to be the opposite. We got Joe versus Crimson. They could easily use Joe to put over this Crimson generic fucking Matt Morgan looking scum, but Joe is gonna dominate. No, he's gonna win.
There are two guys in TNA that I hate right now.
Matt Morgan and Crimson.
Crimson and then the guy that's feuding with Eric Young, Gunner. They have the worst E-Fed backyard wrestling names. It's so generic that I don't want anything to do with their characters because I'm willing to bet that they're not interesting and any good.
We're definitely TNA is at a point where like gimmicks aren't cool and it's just normal guys that are just have no personality. Like you read that Dolph Ziggler's really in improv classes. Well, maybe the TNA should do that too. I know it's not hip and cool, but sometimes it's necessary. So who do you think's going to win this one?
If you didn't want to give him a gimmick, that's fine, but then give him a normal name. Don't call him Crimson.
Crimson. When you have an amazing red too, it's all very confusing for us. And plus this is the opposite of WCW for me, where people loved the undercard but hated the main events. I hate the fucking undercards on these TNA. First of all, why is Samoa Joe in the undercard?
We've talked about this before. I have no idea what they're doing with Samoa Joe. I think they don't know what to do with them. That's what kind of worries me about this match. I think Samoa Joe will and should win. I think because I think Crimson's been getting more of the upper hand on him in the last couple weeks. That usually indicates it's going to go the other way. So I think Samoa Joe will get the win. But they worry me enough that I think they could put Crimson over, and then I'll have no idea where they're going with Samoa Joe.
Or it'll be a cheap win or something. I definitely taking Joe. Bully Ray versus AJ Styles. It's kind of tough because Bully Ray seems to be getting the big heel push, but at the same time, it just is kind of an on-the-fly decision because Hardy went down. I think AJ Styles takes it.
Wow, I think we're agreeing too much on this. Are these matches too obvious? And we differ a little bit during.
The next one is the most obvious. But you're taking Styles.
Yeah, I'm taking Styles. I think Bully Ray's that bad guy that they've built him up just enough to keep people busy. You know, AJ's another one of those guys that it's like, hey, we don't need him in the world title picture, so let's put him in a feud that doesn't bury him but keeps him around, and then whenever they're ready, they can just throw him back in. So I think AJ gets one, especially the last man standing match, and him coming off the where they like hurt his neck and all that stuff. I think it's all built for him to get a big win over a bigger guy like Bully Ray like that.
It's the most failed fucking sympathy angle ever. I don't care. He didn't break his neck. He fell in a mattress. Shut up. All right, so Kurt Angle versus Jeff Jarrett. Oh my God, Kurt Angle. I'll bet my daughter's fucking foot on it. There's no way Kurt Angle loses again. He loses month after month to Jarrett just to trail it out. Now it's number one contender. Angle.
It's the final battle as they're building it up to be.
Yeah.
So we've talked about that. I hate how long this feud has gone on. I think it's hurt both of these guys. Not just like they're standing right now. I think it's hurt their careers. Like this is a year plus of their wrestling careers that have been wasted on this feud that nobody cares about.
I love both of them, but I don't care. I
don't want to see you fight over, real life issues. It's weird, and when you start doing the feud and you keep doing it for so long, then it's like, I don't know. Like I don't really get the feel that Kurt Angle really cares that Jarrett's banging his wife. Like, it's like, well, clearly you guys get along well enough to plan this feud for a year. And they go backstage and they're thinking like, man, the crowd ate it up and they're loving this and we got to do another one.
Didn't it feel like a different show? Like you didn't care. Like as soon as Angle came up with his non-shaven face, I was just like, enough. I don't care. I was actually interested in this show, and now I get to see who was once on top of everything, and that could be Joe or Angle. But it became a different show. It became an uninteresting one. And Karen Angle is better on camera than every diva or knockout, but still is terrible. And and I didn't know this was real. I just found out last week. I looked it up. I go, it better be. It's like when they make books into movies and there's 3 endings. This better be a real thing. And then it was, and I still didn't care.
Yeah, no. When it first happened, it was like 2 summers ago. Maybe longer than that. I didn't know that it had happened. I missed it somehow. I just wasn't reading wrestling news, and it wasn't on the show.
Yeah.
But they actually made Jeff Jarrett leave the company based on this.
This is where we might disagree. Because by the way, I feel like this is a different show. I feel like Kurt Angle's shitty face is in everyone's eyes and everyone's bored. So you're picking Angle?
Yeah, there's no way. Angle wins, and then I think he's going world title next.
Definitely, and that affects the main event. But this one, Mickie James, Angelina Love. I'm taking Angelina Love with my dick. in my hand. Do you see the writing on the wall? That means I came on the wall.
Do we have to? Oh, I can't even tell you why they're feuding. I know there's something to do with Angelina Love. She's the zombie right now, right?
Yes, and I made the mistake of not DVR. Well, I DVR'd, but I watched it live, so I had to sit through an Angelina Love match. She fucking... First of all, they're making her into the one you want to like because she's being abused. But also, she fucking... It was like karma came out. She destroyed this girl, beat her. I think the sympathy face turn plus title win is happening. Unless she gets cost the match by her dykey friend, but I don't think they'll take that route. I think they're poising her to be the top knockout. And I actually I'm planning on drafting her in our fantasy league. I think she's going to have huge points.
What you told me was that is the most informed I've ever been about the TNA women's division. I'd say in the last year and a half. Like I have no clue. I forget often that like Mickie James is there, and like they make a big deal that ODB comes back. I didn't know she was gone.
Who's that?
The bigger like white trash lady that showed up last week and beat the shit out of.
That's the worst character. Her shoes, her sneakers, I should call them, are fucking. They're gross looking.
Well, she's supposed to be. She's like a white trash character. She was interesting at one time, and then when when the Hogan Bischoff thing came in, that's when they dropped her and Karma, and they got rid of all the women that weren't diva worthy. You'd say they had a niche for women's wrestling where it was women that could wrestle, and then they went more towards let's make it like the WWE division, and that's where I think they made a mistake on this.
So did my little bit of knowledge convince you Love will win?
I'm gonna go with no. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna take it. You know what you're talking about, but just for the sake of differing on one match, finally, I'm gonna take Mickie James. I'm gonna say the chick Winter. I don't know if they have a falling out or she does something.
Her tits fall out? Clap, clap. Funny.
Now, and are you familiar with who she used to be?
No.
The one that's doing the abusing?
Vicky or something? I don't know. China? Who?
Do you remember they had...
She was Karma.
Do you remember they had the pirate character in WWE, Paul Burchill?
Yeah.
And he had... Oh God, I don't remember her name. It was like Katie or something like that. It was his sister, which made it weird. But she was also his valet. She was in WWE for a while.
Stop upsetting me. You're making me... I don't even remember who you were talking about originally, so I'm more pissed. Winter,
the one that's abusing Angelina Love.
I feel like not WWE. Divas or Knockouts should be run where there's a Mickie James or an Alundra Blaze, meaning one woman just has the belt. It's a fucking, we do it just because we kind of have to. Quick matches. Yeah. Like, I want Mickie James just to have the belt for a decade so I can not pay attention and still like it if someone brings it up. I'm not going to ever watch it. Not going to be interested in it. But I got suckered into watching one match, and I'm all in with this Angelina Love. She's disgusting. She's the perfect unbeatable girl. That's what they seem to be making her.
And don't they, I think they still have, you may be the wrong person to ask, I think they still have a Knockouts tag division as well. Like they had Knockouts tag belts. Like that's how big their division was. At one point, they were like really trying to build it with women that could wrestle. They gave them 2 belts, 2 standings to fight over, and I don't even know if that's there anymore.
You're picking James?
I am. I'm taking Mickie James. Let's move on.
I hate the fucking Knockouts. I was gonna make this funny joke about how I thought that was my DVR freezing or something when I fast forwarded by it, but then I just laughed really hard to myself and decided to keep it to myself. So how about this one that means nothing as well? Tag team title match. James Storm and Alex Shelley losing to the British Invasion. Says me, they're bringing out Alex Shelley, so the excuse is that the real Bear Money didn't have the match. Then we have bad guy champs, someone for Bear Money to feud with. Moving on.
I'm going to disagree. I think that Alex Shelley and James Storm win. I don't know where they go from there because are they new tag champions? Like, it's always weird when you bend the rules like that. Like, so then when Robert Roode comes back, does he get the belt?
Yeah, I think so. They're doing a substitution thing. It's very silly, and I don't think it's part of policy.
It's not a part of policy.
It's definitely not policy. This guy didn't win the belt. What do you get to pick a champion? It was SmackDown versus Raw. It's bullshit.
You definitely can't sub. But I'm gonna. They're doing it for a reason. I mean, there's a lot of history between the Motor City Machine Guns and Beer Money. So, but I think this is a way to keep them keep them both involved and interesting. So
Who picked
I'm
him?
going with gun money.
But who
as they're
picked
calling
him?
it.
Did James Storm pick Shelley himself? And what, did he have to formally write a letter to, what is it, Dixie Carter or Hulk Hogan saying, I really do pick him? But then they were surprised when he came out, Bischoff was. Like, and then what? If he says, here comes my partner, someone can have their music hit, Samoa Joe could walk out, and then he's champion just because he rigged it? Like, what is this? What is the process? Do I give a fuck? I hate tag teams. All right, world title match. Sting versus Ken Anderson. Any other time I'd say Sting because he's been dominating the whole division for months and he's on such a limited contract, I guess I'll call it, or schedule, might be another reason why I'm picking Anderson. Just because with Kurt Angle becoming number one contender, I think he's the perfect Ken Anderson feud right now, although they did do that last year because I've been watching TNA On Demand.
Good job.
Oh, man, now that ruins it, now that I see that, because don't you think Sting versus Angle would be like the ultimate feud that they think would bring all the ratings in?
I do. I could easily see them. I'm positive Angle's going for the belt next. And that I think Angle and Sting could be the best thing to happen to that world title. It gives it a little more credibility. Two solid, well-established main eventers fighting over that title kind of can clean up the mess of a Jeff Hardy and, even to some point a Rob Van Dam. People may not see it the same. I think in their minds, Angle versus Sting would be huge. You got to keep in mind, I mean, if, what we're led to believe is true, that guys like Hogan and Bischoff are running the company, who would they want to see as champ? Who do they think makes for good main events? Obviously, they're going to be in the corner of a Sting and Kurt Angle match.
But is that real?
They really do have pull. They don't have like total control, but they really are helping backstage.
That's bad. But isn't it?
It is. Have you seen the stuff that Bischoff's been saying?
I love it. I think he's the best.
He's gone internet heel. He's worse than Twitter Kevin.
Isn't because he. You know what? He's not. Don't even try that. I am definitely number one. But with Sting and Kurt Angle, it's interesting you say they're the most, the best thing that can happen because they're on the most limited schedule. Sting, just because he's, 52, and that's just part of his contract. Kurt Angle, because he's training for the Olympics. He said,
Is he still doing that?
Yeah, he made a speech saying, not a speech. He got up, everyone yelled speech at him, speech, and then he read his statement. He said something in an interview about how TNA is being great. He's only working 3 days a month to do his training for the Olympics. And if that's the case, is he really going to be number one contender or champion? And if so, man, I hate this feud now. I don't want that. I don't want a 3 day a month feud.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's to be fair, they only have the one show, so that's only 4 days a month they got to fill in.
When's the Olympics?
So 2000 next year, 2012.
When does he start training now?
Yeah, they train for a long time. You got to do qualifying and everything. You don't just show up at the Olympics.
It's not just a montage, a 3-minute montage of him lifting boulders and shit.
Oh, it would be a great montage, though.
I'm taking Anderson. I'm
going to take Sting on that one. I normally I would have said that Anderson was the guy and that he's getting the belt because they've been building it. It's had very much a classic like Stone Cold feel to it, where he was just willing to beat up anyone and go after anybody, because he wanted that belt. Like, you felt like he lusted for that belt. He wanted it so badly. And so I felt like they were obviously gearing up for an Anderson title run. But he's been getting the better of Sting the last couple of weeks. And like I said earlier, that's an obvious indicator of who's going to win. But, you never really know. I think they want Sting versus Angle more than they want Anderson versus Angle.
I also think they would want that at Bound for Glory, which is not till October. But Danny Richardson, it's a shame. It's a shame we spent this long. We even did that first because we have the greatest segment of all time to discuss. We have gold dropped on our laps by a listener, and you know what we did? We fucking we take a shit pill, open it up, and dribble shit on it saying it's medicine, and all it is shit. We have a nightmare card to read, Danny Richardson.
I've seen this. I have not gotten to read it yet, though, but it's pulled up in front of me.
This is motivation for anybody to get on that forum, and if not just to read this themselves or to make their own, because we have a 5-match. I just read the main event. We have a 5-match nightmare card. I've only read the full first match. Not only does he have the matches, he has the whole match written out like a fucking e-fed, and his name is Dr. Doom the listener, Ryan Spencer.
He put time and effort into this like you did. I mean, all he's missing is entrance music cues to intro his matches.
All right, you want to hear this? This is the best. Now, also, before we do it, we had dream cards. Mine got 4.5 stars. Yours got 3. But they're also on the forum if you missed those. Sid Vicious, by the way, crucial part of mine. So, here we go. The dream card, every wrestling fan's chance to be the booker, to call the shots, sounds like a dream to me. But it could also be a nightmare. So before this is him being Vince in the middle of the ring after, I don't know, Benoit killed his family. So before the official dream card comes, my nightmare card, the matches no fan wants to see. All right, first match of the night is a dark mirror match. Ezekiel Jackson versus Ahmed Johnson.
Is that a black joke?
It might be. Let's see. The battle between two identical wrestlers. And when I say dark match, I mean it not only as it will not be televised, it's, well, the crew is still setting up hours before the actual show. And plus, they're black. I would have put that in quotes. They're black as well. Hence, only a few specks of light here and there.
I like that he's continuing the description as if the dark mirror match has nothing to do with it. They're black.
And where's the mirror? Is the mirror coming? Oh, because they're the same. And
yeah,
I like
it's them looking at each other.
I like the idea of the spotlight just being their cameras. Like they put a flashlight on top of the camera. No, even better. The whole, whoever is the ring crew, everybody, even them, even the wrestlers have fucking hats on that tunnelers wear, and there's just lights on the top. So you just see a bunch of lightsabers of lights flinging around everywhere all the time.
It's just, I would watch this match though. Is that weird?
And Sid in the crowd also has a light hat on. I feel like him and I need to get together and co-write this thing.
I would definitely pay good money to see this.
Did you just say you liked this match?
I do. I would watch. I was a sucker for Ahmed Johnson. A la like 95, 96.
Oh yeah, who wasn't?
I was that little kid. I was cheering him on. He body slammed Yokozuna at the Survivor Series. Like I was all over it. I thought he was the savior, the next big thing there.
Yeah, Sid. I'm just Sid. Get Sid off my head. Ahmed Johnson has his child porn ring kids from the pictures, all wearing their stupid little light hats too. And
Did that change the way you looked at him when you found that out?
I just found out like 3 weeks ago, and
I know. I was the one that told you.
And I'm like, oh, he does look like that. Now he does.
You're like, oh, he is kind of a creep.
During the match, he's up in the suplex. He's being held up in the air, and he's just yelling, "Get the light on me!"
Do you remember him in WCW?
I'm about to take a bump. No one does.
I do.
Shut up.
I can even tell you what his name was. He wasn't Ahmed Johnson anymore.
Silver guy? Well, did he wear silver?
He was T. And he beat Booker T for the right to use the letter T.
Oh my God.
That is a legit storyline.
I hate doing this, but I'm going to Google for a moment. No, so that's the worst. That is on my nightmare card, is that exact match. After 20 minutes of missed spots and lack of enthusiasm from each of the contestants, it's time for Ezekiel Jackson to wrap it up with his human torture rack finisher. But right as he's hoisting Ahmed up, from out of the rafters comes what looks like one of the Undertaker's acolytes in a dark robe. When the acolyte drops the robe, he reveals himself to be none other than Sheamus. His pale white complexion temporarily blinds Ezekiel, and he drops Ahmed. And next thing you know, he's dropping the Pearl Liver Plunge on old Zeke. Oh, man. Ahmed gives a kind nod to Sheamus, who is also bummed he won't be included in any of my dream matches. Spoiler.
Wow, yeah. I thought for sure Sheamus could make it on the nightmare card.
Man, and his hat falls off. Just to botch the Pearl Liver Plunge somehow, his hat falls off while he's doing it. The light points straight up, and everyone's looking at that instead of the move. And then as the count, 1, it just bounced. The light moves because it's on the mat. 1, 2, 3. Black guy beat black guy.
I like the picture that how the ring crew's still just setting up as this match goes on. Like nobody's paying attention to this as it goes on.
Yeah, and nobody is because all the lights are pointing away from the ring. In the middle of that dark mass, there's definitely 2 dark masses hitting each other. Second match of the night. And all this is new to me. I only read the first match. Second match of the night, geriatric first blood match, Ric Flair versus Terry Funk with special guest commentator X-Pac. Now, so far, I love this match, to be honest.
I would watch a Ric Flair-Terry Funk fight.
And I would, even today, because there's always the chance that not one, but both will die. Terry Funk enters the ring in those terrible, unwashed, weird striped pants he's been wearing for 30 years, and the crowd gives it up for the old-timer. They're ready to see some blood, baby. X-Pac shows respect for Funk, even though he's drunk and dope sick and barely knows where he is. Then this is the best E-Fed. He needs to write our results. Then they can just be 5 sentences. Then, surely enough, the Nature Boy Ric Flair makes his way towards the ring. X-Pac hears Flair's name and begins verbally berating Flair on the stick, tossing out slurred insults like the boozed-up waste of space he is. Then, right as Flair is heading towards the steps to the ring, X-Pac projectile vomits all over the floor, and Flair slips on his puke and bashes his face off the iron steps. The puke-covered Flair unleashes a fury of chops to X-Pac. He's beat up the ref, who goes into heroin withdrawal spasms at the announcer's table. After Flair's done with Pac, he enters the ring and we're ready to throw down. Where's the ref? Ding, ding, ding goes the announcer's bell to start the match. And then immediately after the start, another series of bell rings hit because Flair's head is gushing blood from when he slipped and wheeled his face off the steps. Terry Funk wins instantly. It's a first blood squash match. Terry Funk grabs the... A first blood squash match.
I was just thinking, why hasn't anybody done that before? This is a great idea.
How awful would a first blood squash match be?
I want to see a guy come out and just right away, like a first punch or something. You, like you said, just you whip him into the post or something. Right, boom, he bust open, match over.
The only way a match would be a first blood match is if it was like not main event, but a grudge match, like a major match, for it to end instantly because somebody's bleeding from puke in their face. Is perfect.
If I had a wrestling company, this would be implemented right away.
Terry Funk grabs the mic and yells forever for 10
minutes. Settle down.
I'm high. It's way funnier to me because I'm high and I didn't read it yet. All right, wait. You know we got to hear that clip now. Forever. 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 His first retirement. Oh God, all right, here we go.
Oh, I peeked at the next one. Look how fast you got that.
All right, anyways. He yells forever for 10 minutes as Flair chases the ambulance X-Pac is in, only to get in a horrible car wreck, ending Flair's life. By the way, that's all one sentence. So much happened. Terry Funk grabs the mic, yells forever for 10 minutes. So already we're 10 minutes long in this sentence. As Flair Flair gets in a car, chases the ambulance X-Pac is in. So there's a
covered Flair.
Imagine that, like WrestleMania 12, Goldust, what was it, getting chased by Roddy Piper. Just imagine Terry Funk yelling forever as that's happening. We need to edit that video together tonight. Yells forever for 10 minutes as Flair chases the ambulance. Horrible car wreck ends Flair's life, ? So you got to watch next week.
Oh, there's going to be a part 2 to the Nightmare card?
Forever. You're going to love this next one. Fatal 4-Way.
I saw it. Again, this is another match I would watch.
By the way, Fatal 4-Way punch match. Now, have you heard that term before, punch match?
I here and there. I'm assuming that's just when with guys that just all they do is like brawling.
I like to think that Jim, me, Doom, we came up with that. Where we call every Undertaker match a punch match because he's not that talented, Sam. Let's relax. He should be in this. I'm actually changing the card because he had Big Van Vader versus the Great Khali versus Kurgan the Interrogator versus Road Dogg Jesse James. I'm taking Vader out and I'm making the match way worse. Actually, I bet you there's some good jokes about his fucking... Does he make any references to Vader's awesome punches?
You don't like Vader's punches?
No, I love them. I just want to...
Okay.
I assume he would reference them. But I'm taking them out and putting Undertaker in.
I almost took my headphones off.
I'm rewriting this card right now. It's like Nitro. It's 10 minutes before it happens. Vader, you're out. Undertaker, I'm calling him. Sign tonight, you're in.
Vader's the one you take out?
Because he's better than this match.
All right. But wait, no. But Undertaker elevates this match.
No, Undertaker is a punch queen. He's the worst. All right, fine. Vader's
not even his MMA punches?
No. Well, okay, I love those. The really fast ones that don't even connect. He's like basically punching his other fist. It's the worst. The match starts off with a bang. All four talentless stiff hacks start unloading punches on each other. The fists are flying all over the place. They're throwing each other into the corner and punching each other. After 5 minutes, though, all four contestants are totally gassed. Vader, or Undertaker, is taking handfuls of his heart blood pressure medication in the ring. It's Vader. As Kurgan's punching his face in. Imagine that he's trying to open his pills as he's getting bashed. Stupid Vader. The Great Khali has blasted the Road Dogg so many times, all the braids have been smashed out of his hair. Only 8 minutes into the big poofy Road Dogg hair. That's the best. Out of his hair. Only 8 minutes into the match, and the crowd gets unruly after realizing there would be no other moves besides punches in this match. That's when yours truly pulls his ace from the sleeve and has Abyss tear through the center of the ring. All four contestants are momentarily bewildered before simultaneously begin dropping stiff hammer blows to Abyss's face. The match is then called a draw because there's a huge hole in the middle of the ring and Abyss has lost so much blood, he is totally limp and unresponsive. Next match.
Is Abyss a punch guy?
I don't know. He just sucks. I love the idea.
He just wanted to destroy Abyss?
He didn't even get to do his awesome big boss slam. He just immediately got blasted.
I also want to say that Doom's a professional booker because for the names, he put in everybody's full names. It's Big Van Vader, The Great Khali, and then my favorite, it's Kurgan the Interrogator.
That was real?
What do you mean? You didn't Kurgan the Interrogator? That's from the God, what were they? It was the four guys, and they all had like the khaki army clothes on. I cannot remember what they're called.
Let's play a game. Is Kurgan dead or alive?
Ooh, you love my Dead or Alive game. We haven't played that game yet.
That's a hack game.
It's gonna be a great game. I think he's alive, but I wouldn't bet like money on it.
Yeah, I looked it up. I was gonna say dead, but he's alive. So I wasn't wrong because I didn't say it. I just thought it.
What he's doing? Is he like
Danny? I'm trying to talk like you. I didn't say it. I just thought it. So like that's the best. Holy shit! Sorry. Go ahead.
Does it say what he's doing now?
Well, Danny, I didn't say it. I just thought it. And then I looked it up and he wasn't dead. So I wasn't wrong. Okay. Yeah.
You can always tell when the show takes that weird turn.
Because originally I was just going to say that's a gay guy. But then I started saying it. And I go, wait, that's you, Danny Richardson. You're a gay guy now.
Because I said so.
You're a gay guy. What were you asking me?
Does it say where Kurgan is?
I closed it. I don't care. I saw his face. I go, yeah, that's right. That's you. All right, match 4. Match 4 is a triple threat, no cell match. Brock Lesnar, who you love. Ultimate Warrior, who you love. Goldberg, you love. The match gets underway and the crowd is all amped up, especially Danny Richardson. I just threw that in. All three muscle-bound freaks take turns doing tests of strength handlocks for the first 15 minutes. How great it is that? Because it would happen, and the third guy would watch it getting pumped like, no, is he going to beat him? Or is he going to beat him? And he'll be trying to hype up the crowd. And then, no, you won? Then I take you, pointing at him, pointing at himself. You and me. You and me. And then he holds his hand up, and then he points at his hand. This. You, me, this. I hate that move. But how great was it when Hogan Warrior did it at WrestleMania 6? Come on.
I love the whole Hogan Warrior chemistry was great back then. They even their match at WrestleMania 6, they just traded moves.
Never seen it. Any good?
Are you being serious?
I just referenced it, Danny. Of course I've seen it.
Oh, but I feel like you didn't actually watch it. Like
I don't know who wins, but you loved that because you, Jim, you guys were the Ultimate Warrior-ites who thought Hulkamania was the fucking unbeatable thing, and then your guy won, and look what he did with it. You rooted for the wrong guy.
I was convinced that I was aboard the new thing. And Hulkamania was dead. How much longer? They were back then. Even they were always teasing Hogan's possible retirement. And I remember them having on before there was Monday Night Raw, there was Prime Time, and that's not a me reference. and they that was like their in studio show, like Vince McMahon hosted it. And I remember like a big night was when they had a sit down with Hulk Hogan to talk about, like Hulk Hogan was thinking all week about if he was going to retire or not. And we're talking 1990, 91.
Jesus.
It's so weird that far back we were talking about will Hogan retire, and it was, I had no idea. It was believable. I had no idea that, 2011, there's rumors that, Hogan's trying to get back into shape so he can have one more match.
And nothing gives you the old guy tag like a fake retirement, because that just makes people go, oh, he is old, he should retire. Then 5 years, because in WCW, was he that old, like to do the fucking the huckster and the Nacho Man making all these old jokes? Were they that old?
I think it was just more trying to differentiate, like, look, they hire our old guys. Like, it was that bitterness. It was just, they were definitely old. They were old compared to what WWF was putting on
New
at the time, the
generation.
Bret Harts and the Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
But, and they were old, but I think those guys looked older than what they were, because I'd swear Hogan turned 50 like 10 times. I just remember, like, every year it'd be Hogan's birthday, and I could not believe, like, he's 53, and I'm like, there's no way he's only 53. Like, it seemed like Hogan had to be in his 40s when I was a little kid. Like, how is he just now 53? It just, like, he never got older.
He's 12 years younger than Flair? How's that possible? Then the real action gets underway. Move after move, punch after punch, kick after kick, slam after slam, and not a single contestant is selling any of the moves. Lesnar kicks the Ultimate Warrior in the face 4 times as the Warrior just laughs. Goldberg has watched Brock Lesnar kick out of 5 straight jackhammers to his amazement. The Warrior just gorilla pressed Goldberg 6 consecutive times, all resulting in single... By the way, none of this is that crazy. And let me back up why. Macho Man Randy Savage dropping 6 or 7 elbows on Warrior. Warrior winning with a foot on him, raising his arms in the air.
Yeah, no, this is not beyond any of these guys' realm of possibility.
This is something that could legit happen, because all the guys could still wrestle, and that they would think this is great. Like, oh, 6 those moves? 6 those moves? Who's going to fall? The Warrior just gorilla pressed Goldberg 6 consecutive times, all resulting in single count kickouts. Because he'd kick out, then start raising his arms. Well, wait, who got gorilla pressed? Goldberg? He just... he'd just start going, like stick his tongue out. Then Warrior kicks out of a fucking jackhammer and he's wrapping the ropes right after he gets up immediately.
Who did I just saw somebody do? Oh, it was, never mind. I thought it was somebody big, but it was Santino Marella this last week. He did a little Ultimate Warrior thing that nobody acknowledged.
I think I know what it was. Yeah, he did
grabbed
the
the
arms
ropes
up.
and he shook it and went all nuts. I just, for a second there, though, I was thinking that CM Punk or someone cool did it.
He did
I thought it was interesting.
He shook the ropes. I just saw him do the thing where the arms, like the raise the roof thing.
Yeah, he grabbed the ropes and he shook them like all violently real quick.
That's awesome, because the announcers just went, "What a goofball!"
Yeah, nobody acknowledged it, but I only brought it up because, like I said, I thought somebody. Well, I thought one of the main eventers did it, and then I realized that story wasn't very good at all.
No, this is so funny because he's like, first of all, he won, which was great, but the idea of Santino Marella being Warrior, I'm about to laugh right now. Gorilla press Goldberg 6 times, all resulting in kickouts. Things play out like this for 45 minutes until an enraged fan runs around the arena pulling every fire alarm just so the match will end. No one wins. Main event up next.
That's my favorite part, because you put these guys in a main event, and there's too much ego there. There's no way to get any of them to agree to who's laying down for the other guys. So yes, the match had to end in a no contest.
Yeah, no one wants to be down for more than a second. That's the problem. After the fire department allows all the incredibly angry, bummed fans back in the building for the main event, Hulk... Oh, by the way, it's a Indian strap match. Worst match. This might be the worst fucking match of a Nightmare card. I might copy-paste this into mine. Papi Indian strap match. Hulk Hogan versus Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Is that a thing? Papi? Did he
I don't
make
know.
that up?
I feel like Googling, because he's been accurate so far. I don't think we should doubt his knowledge yet.
I feel like he did some research to find out what's the best kind of Indian strap match.
Oh my God. Apple pie Indian strap match promo. Hulk Hogan, Papi Indian strap. All right, let's listen to this promo.
This is a real thing?
WCW.
After the sacrifice in Sacramento, brother, I realized how far we've taken this thing, brother. As I was in...
What? This is Hogan Flair. What year do you think this is?
Did you say this was WCW?
Yes.
94?
2000.
Shut up, really? I thought this had to be like when Hogan first came in.
Yeah, it seems like it should have been then, but it's not. It should have been back when they had a first blood match that ended when someone was bleeding already, but ended by pinfall, which, by the way, was like 99.
Rolling coffin on the way to the emergency room as I waited for a
Dude, Hogan looks awesome, though. He looks fucking incredible.
Did you watch the... Sorry, I pulled up something separate while you were watching the Hulk Hogan's Apple Pie rap song.
No, but I need to hear him say "Yeah, Poppy."
breath coming out of Jimmy Hart's body that I thought might be his last. I glazed down into his eyes, Ric Flair. Yes, Jimmy Hart was muttering, was stammering, trying to get the words
This can't
out.
be 2000.
I finally understood one word coming out of
What
his
the
mouth.
fuck?
Ric Flair, the steel cage wasn't the answer, brother, to our problems.
By the way, I think he's standing in a fucking sewer. What is this? He's got metal walls and liquid below him?
The thousands of Hulkamaniacs that I had to strap back to keep off your back, Jack, wasn't the answer to the problems. But when I heard Jimmy Hart on the way to the emergency room in that slow rolling coffin muttered the words "Yappa Pie, brother," I knew the answer to the problem, Ric Flair. The Yappa Pie Indian strap match, Jack. That's what Jimmy Hart was calling for, brother. And now that I know with a...
How is this not the most infamous wrestling clip on the... It only has 1,000 views?
I've never heard of this or seen this. I'm so in disbelief that this really took place in 2000.
Dude, one of these comments is amazing promo. No mistake by Hogan at all. Must be a joke.
I get sarcasm.
Powers to be watching my back. I can box you in contractually. I can corner you in, brother.
He's gonna botch him?
And if we are bonded together with a leather man, if we are bonded together with no one in our way, as I strike that flesh, as your flesh bubbles and burns over your whole body, you will understand, my man, what the Yappa Pie mean by the Indian strap match Flair.
Are they a real people?
Dude, I thought Yappa Pie was the type of weightlifting belt he was holding. I have no idea what he's talking about.
He's referencing them like they're real people.
I love it because, and also, why would you ever believe Hulk Hogan could beat this guy, especially in 2000 WCW when Ric Flair was fucking buried literally in dirt. They brought him to the desert and kicked dirt on him. He was buried.
I thought Hogan was already gone by then after the Jeff Jarrett thing.
Bash at the Beach, you're thinking of.
Wasn't that before?
This is uncensored 2000, so that's like February.
This is just months before that happened, huh?
Yeah, this is a few months before, and he somehow became Hollywood again within those months. Just a lot of great decision making. I like to think that now this match could happen. Your Poppy match, Hulk Hogan, Hammer, Valentine. That promo happened, but just throw Valentine in because it's so bland in generic as well. Let's see. Hulk Hogan. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm looking up Yapapi Indians, and all that comes up under Google is Yapapa Pie Indian strap match. And it's just this thing's really famous if you look into it, but there's nothing. I don't think they're real people. I think this is something made up.
I got to do my impression because he writes a promo in his nightmare card. All right, Hulk Hogan lets Greg the Hammer Valentine know what's up. You've been wrestling stiff for 25 years, brother. And I ain't gonna stand for it anymore. You gotta, it's like Jeff Hardy doing Hulk Hogan. You're gonna face the Hulkster in his Yappa Pie strap now. Greg the Hammer angrily responds, "Listen up, Hogan. I'm just glad to be out of the condo. It stinks in there. I can't afford a housekeeper, and all my kitchenware is covered in mold. I only use disposable forks and knives, as well as disposable cups and plates. And the buffet spread backstage is great. Did you say something about a strap? Ding, ding, ding." Did he set that into a mic, or was the mic kind of off? Like Hogan's mic was picking that up because he was saying it to him so passionately. And the match kicks off with the Hulkster slowly working over the bloated, confused Greg the Hammer. The Hammer keeps missing Hulk's incredibly basic spots and seems to be hitting Wait, what? It seems to be hitting Hogan with stiff blows all over. He's fighting back. Only 5 minutes into the match, and Hogan delivers an incredibly stiff, low blow to the Hammer, finally slowing down the bulky beast's slew of stiff punches. It seems the Hammer polished off a 12-pack of Monster Fruit Punch energy drinks backstage. It is going way too fast for Hogan to work with. As the Hammer cradles his swollen scrotum on the mat, Hogan grabs the Yappapi strap and thrashes the Hammer for 10 minutes straight. As he
thrashes too. He even underlined it there.
I can't believe he wrote out 5 original matches as he pursues retribution for all those victimized by the Hammer over the years. Finally, the ref calls the match and the Hulkster is the winner. Greg the Hammer has gone into diabetic shock from the Monster Fruit energy drinks he guzzled down backstage. What an ending to amazing night. Stay tuned for the dream card.
At first I read that and I was like, well, Hogan versus Greg Valentine. I mean, it's a crap match, but I don't know if it makes the nightmare card.
Oh, come on. Now?
Oh, no, but that's the thing. Yeah, but now, them, and then you throw in what we now know about the Yapapi Indian strap match.
I feel like you need to, you know how you watch the latest Doink the Clown video versus Hacksaw? Picture all this happening in that arena. I feel like this is a gym.
Yeah, that's where it would definitely go down at.
It's so gross. And when we write ours out, we can't even attempt to write paragraphs like this because we're going to bomb. You can't top this nightmare card. We can only try to make shitty matches. We can't make the stories nearly
and
as
it's
good.
too easy to make bad matches. Like to just list 2 bad.
Is it though?
But no, it is. Like we could name 2 shitty wrestlers and put them together. But what he did was he took people and every match they were in, it was a purpose to accentuate what was bad about them. Did I cut out again?
Danny Richardson, what just happened?
I have no idea what
I was being quiet on purpose because I wanted the next thing you hear to be him yelling forever. But then I felt like you did something.
I didn't do anything.
So next week, Danny Richardson, can you come up with a 5-match nightmare card and maybe post it on the forum after the show?
Ooh. After next week's show?
Yes, because we need to do it here first, you know?
Okay.
All right. Well, I can't do.
God, I just don't know that I could live up to what Doom has done.
No, we just need to make the matches. We can improv it out together.
Okay. I'll set the matches for my side, and you're better at winging it. You can figure it out.
Yeah, I'll write the stories. No problem. Now, before we go, have you noticed how frequent the cameras cut on wrestling?
Not really. I've want to say it's been brought to my attention a little more, but it's in a weird way only when there's been talk of the new wrestling game coming out and they start talking about the camera angles and the cuts and stuff like that, but I don't really notice it.
I catch myself when I'm high as fuck, Danny, and I get annoyed watching it. Like I stop seeing the match, I just see how frequently the camera goes from camera A to B to E to C. It's really, if you time it with the announcer's words, it's every 4 words. Like, it's always happening.
Just WWE, or is it TNA both that do it that badly?
I've only noticed WWE, but I think TNA is guilty because they like to mimic the style of the presentation.
But to be fair, they have less cameras.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, too. They kind of really rely on that one shot, to the ECW shot, to really bring it together. But, with fucking WWE, it hurts me. And then somehow I forget about it. It's like when you play the fun game I used to play, Danny, where you say, all right, picnic. Never stop thinking the word picnic. At some point, you're gonna.
Yeah. Is that a fun game?
Really? I never know how it ends. I never notice the end of that game. But when you watch WWE, make a note of
I don't
this.
know that game. Are you going to explain that at all?
Play it later. Just think of the word picnic and go, all right, I'll just think picnic. Picnic, picnic. At some point, picnic's going to go away.
It's like a game you just play with yourself just to test yourself, and then
you try to drive yourself crazy in a lot of ways. You never done that? Was that weird?
I want to say you're the only one, but there's that's that thing. You can't be the only person to have that thought. I'm sure I've done something similar.
All right, well, do it your way. Children's dicks. Children's dicks will never get out of my head.
I want to stop thinking about that.
Well, I dare you. Let's see who can move on first. Now, Danny, the wrestling cameras cut so much.
Wait, are we going to talk about children's dicks or what?
Oh, yeah, children's dicks. Wait, now I get ball sacks. And you need to watch Raw because it cuts so much.
I do watch Raw. I just don't. I guess I don't catch it that much.
You should have said children's dicks again. But yeah, no, make a note of it, write it, tattoo it, whatever you got to do. Come back to me with an update on camera cuts. I'll text you actually during Raw or SmackDown.
I'm gonna keep a tally of how many camera cuts there are.
You can't. You'll have more tallies than children's dicks are in your head right now, and that's a huge number.
I don't think that's possible, but we'll try. I'll keep track of it.
Yeah, you like to have just 3 dicks, so you can kind of focus on them, maybe one at a time. Zoom in on that balls, sack dick. We're ghosts. We're gay. I'm tired. I'm high and tired, Danny. Maybe we should go.
That's the best version of you, high and tired.
It really is pretty erratic. A lot of times I think that's when we should just begin, but sadly it's when we fizzle out.
So we should do 2 hours of pre-show.
Yeah, we should have a part 2. We need a part 2 where it's the high and tired after show. And that's just the it's not even on the feed. You have to go to the website to listen to it. And it's actually hidden. There's a if you go above the banner, there's a small box that's like an Easter egg. You got to click it. But Danny, it is the whole fucking show.
Is that a real thing? Now I got to go look at our website.
Hey, there's a lot of stuff on there. You think those legs fade out into nothing? You might want to check it out. The whole fucking show.info. I am Kevin Scampoli, Ivan Cage. I've held numerous titles, including the, by the way, IW stood for Immortal Wrestling, which Jeff Hardy, throwing it out there. I've won the IW title 3 times. I've been Jeff Hardy's biggest fan since the beginning. I'm known as Ivan Cage. And Danny Richardson, you can find us, our talk shows, our chatting, on the whole fucking show.info. There's also videos on YouTube, Fucking Show Podcast. There's a Twitter fucking show. There's a Facebook page. Search the whole fucking show. Most importantly, all of that is on the whole fucking show.info. You must subscribe. You don't have to go to YouTube ever again. You just automatically download videos and shows. Who am I joined by every week, Danny?
Well, I'm Danny Richardson.
The one that draws. You're the drawer of the two of us. I'm the Ric Flair. You're the Hulk Hogan. People claim I draw, but I really don't.
Can we, before we completely cut out, can we discuss your absurd text message?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Or you just text me out of nowhere at the end of, I think it's like towards the end of Raw.
Yeah.
And you say, Hulk Hogan wasn't a draw. And I saw that you posted that. Like, I get that you're just poking and prodding at me.
What are you talking about?
I don't know what your end game there was.
Well, can you prove that he was a draw?
Get out of here.
Why do you think he's main eventing the Nightmare card? The guy was a joke. And by the way, you know who else didn't draw? Randy Savage. He should have been in that match too.
Even on the Nightmare card, Hulk Hogan gets main event spot.
You know
that's how good he is.
That thing would sell out anywhere because he's on it. That's the worst.
I would go to it.
But Danny Richardson, who are you? Why are you such a draw? And take us out, because you do this thing every week where you say who you are, you say why you're a draw, and then you take us out. So I'm not even going to stop it or halt it any further. Do your thing.
Well, let me tell you something, Kevin Scampoli.
Oh, man. No, keep going. It's great.
You halted it there.
That was awesome.
Every week, me and Big Kev, we show up, and we hang, and we bang, and we go against the grain. We stand up to guys like Jeff Hardy, and Shannon Moore, and Gregory Helms, and Shane Helms, and Weird Foot Guy, and Matt Hardy.
Oh, you ruined my jokes. You make them up. Go ahead.
I don't even know where I'm going with this. You halted it too many times.
You have the worst outros every week, Danny. Maybe I should do the outros.
Would you please?
Let me tell you something, Danny. Every week we talk, we jock, and we walk. Is that what you said?
It was similar. I was trying to tie in the Poppy strap match, and I lost all the momentum. I had no idea where I was going with it.
Now, hopefully you were going to the whole fucking show.info. See you next week, Danny.